so much for joining me. For those of you that don't know, my name is Ebony Chainsaw, and I love discussing everything horror. And today I wanted to discuss with you Speak No Evil. That movie review. Let me tell you about this movie, Speak No Evil. It came out in 2024, a few months ago. And basically, this movie is about a family, and they have one young daughter, and they decide to go on a countryside vacation in London. And when they go on that vacation, they end up being befriended by another family, and they end up having a really good time, and decided that once they left, they would reconnect sometime in the future. Well, once the family that had the daughter goes back home, the family that has a son, and their son does not speak at all. He has a so-called condition that prevents him from speaking. So that family invites the other family with the daughter to come and stay with them at their countryside farm, just as an additional vacation. Is all expenses paid for a week. So they're like, well, what you find out is that they're having some turmoil in their marriage because the wife has went outside of the marriage, and so the husband is feeling some kind of way, and their daughter suffers from anxiety. So they decide to take them up on their offer because that's a good way for them, the husband and wife, to try to reconnect, and and then they all just get away as a family again. It would be a good thing. So they decide to go and meet this other family, the family that has one son, over in the countryside farm. And for a couple days, things are going well, slightly odd, but well. And the family that's visiting is noticing, it's just some parts of their lives where they don't necessarily connect. So they ended up, at some point having some disagreements and stuff because, they don't agree with how they raised their child, and the family that invited them over is like, well, we believe in more strict standards when it comes to raising children and everything. And so because it didn't sit too well with the visiting family, they decided, we're going to go ahead and leave early. So they just they got their stuff and they took up out of there because they're like, look, I'm not feeling this whole way of parenting, and they're doing kind of weird things we don't really agree with as a family. So it's time for us just to take out. So they packed up the car and left without telling the other family. Well, on their way down the road, they realized that their daughter has this great dependency on this stuffed animal, and she realizes that she does not have that stuffed animal with her. Well, of course, the stuffed animal is still at the farmhouse. So they have to U-turn and go back to the farmhouse to get this stuffed toy. Once they go there, the family is awake and by then and realize that they're no longer there, in which they have to be honest with them and say, hey, look, we have differences of opinion. This thing is just not working out. I'm so sorry. We just came here to get our daughter's stuffed animal. We'll leave and we'll definitely talk to you later, but yeah, we're going to head back home. So of course the family extends an apology, tell them, hey guys, it was a big misunderstanding. They end up talking them into staying at the farmhouse and not leaving to go back home. So they end up doing that. And in doing that, the daughter is with the son and finds out that the son is actually a victim of his so-called parents. And so when the daughter finds out, he helps her discover this mystery. And when she finds out what the real deal is, she freaks out, goes to her mother, and tells her mother everything, and she provides proof of what the allegations are of, what's happening with their son. So the mother is terrified. At some point, she has to, try to tell her husband without them being suspicious as to what she's discovered or the younger daughter has discovered. So what basically ends up happening, everybody now knows that these people at this farmhouse is freaking crazy. So now they're like, oh my goodness, what do we do? What do we do? Now the mystery is that young boy, he is not their son. He has actually been kidnapped, and his parents has been unalived by this couple at this farmhouse. So when they find out all this stuff is going on, now they got to figure out how to get back up out of this house with no drama. Of course, there's going to be drama because, they supposedly made amends and everything is okay. At this point, they're like, whew, how are we going to get out of this? So they try to blame it on their daughter. She's going through something right now. We can't stay. We need to go back home. But thank you so much for your hospitality. Well, second time is not a charm. They are not going for that. But, they go ahead and they play out, and it's this long moment of suspense because something is going to happen. You just don't know what it is. And so it's this, you can feel the anxiety of wondering whether these people are going to get out of this farmhouse or not, and are they going to be able to do it without them becoming suspicious, which they're not able to do it. But they go ahead and play along, let the people think, okay, we're going to go ahead and let you go, it's no problem, go have a good one, bye. They hop in the car. As they're driving off, I'm sure beads of sweat is coming from their foreheads because of the anxiety that they're feeling about, finding out what the horrifying truth is. The daughter is like, we gotta save him, we've gotta save him, we gotta come, we shouldn't leave him. And they're like, don't worry, we're gonna go for help, and we're gonna go back and get the little boy. Well, as they're pulling out from the farm, all of a sudden, guess what the people do? They push the boy in a lake of water that they know he can't swim in. So as they're pulling out, they look over and see that they've pushed him in the water, and now the boy is drowning, or looks like he is. So of course, the father jumps out of the car and starts dodging to go and get the boy. He jumps in the water, pulls him out of the water to save him. And that's when they are able to get the daughter and the wife. And it goes bad from here. Now there's this whole thing where they're going to have to fight to survive, because now the gig is up. They know that they are not good people. This boy has been kidnapped. They just tried to unalive him, and they had to save him. They had to save him. And in them saving him, now they've risked all their lives. So it is so crazy. This movie is so good because it just has you at the edge of your seat. To me, it is categorized as it's not really a horror film. To me, it's more of one of those thrillers, one of those clinch to the edge of your seat type movies where you're like, oh my goodness, what is going to happen? Are they going to make it? Oh my goodness, these people are so crazy. I can't imagine the anxiety that these people are feeling right now because, they're just caught between a rock and a hard place. And this right here, when you think about it, this is the husband's moment to rekindle the relationship he has with his wife, because there was infidelity. The woman, his wife, doesn't really see him as really being the man that she thought she married. So this is his opportunity to step up. And in this movie, he's given that that opportunity to step up into this marriage, be the husband and the father that the family needs. And you know what? He kind of of delivers. He does pretty good. But in this film, you can clearly see that the wife is more of the, the one with the, going on in that marriage. So, but yeah, he kind of delivers in the end and everything. And, so that, not telling you the whole ending of this film, I will tell you it did ended up having a relatively good ending. If you wanted to ask me what I thought of this film, I would definitely tell you it is a watch. Watch this film. It is a good watch. I do recommend it. It was well written, full of suspense, great thriller, great actors. It did what it needed to do. I have nothing bad to say about this movie. It was well written. And I really enjoyed it. It really, if you need one of those nail biters, go ahead and check out this film, Speak No Evil. Well, it's about that time for me to go. This is Ebony Chainsaw. Thank you so much for listening to my movie review. And until then, I'll be seeing you. Peace.